Plus, fuck Travis Browne. Okay, like he was a dick to me in a gym, and I wish he was still in the UFC. Like I was trying to be cool with him, but fuck him. I don't care if he heard. Ugh.
Before we get into Arlovski, you actually called out Tanner Boser on social media. It was clever. I liked it. And then Tanner did a response video. What did you think of his beard comments?
Oh, I I was fucking crying. That shit was no, I was like, what would get a rise out of him? I'm like, he's Canadian. Now I can insult the weather. I'm like, nah, like I want to make it personal, but not douchebaggery. And I'm like, fucking beard. Like like he has a beard. By no means is an amazing beard, but it's a beard nonetheless. And my beard was just there. Like I'm not gonna be like, yeah, this shit was no. But I was like, you know what? Fuck it. I'm gonna mess with him. Boom, called him out. Now it was all fun and games type of thing. And he came back with some heat. That shit was hilarious. And oh, that was it. Because I was under the impression that I wasn't going to get a fight because I was actually supposed to fight Chris Barnett um the 15th of January. He got hurt, and then so I was like, fuck, there are certain things I believe that you should do publicly. Like I'm sure we'll get into this later, but I'll like Francis, publicly bringing up pay and stuff. I don't know if that should have been brought up publicly because there's a lot more to like the pay scale that a lot of people don't quite know. It's like, yeah, your percentage to fighting is big, but there are other aspects that you get paid from in the UFC that it's not brought up a lot. And I do think that like that's something we can't do publicly. But calling someone out and doing it, and there's a few ways to do it. You could go what I did, more of a fun, just messing with them. Nothing like truly out of resentment or hatred. Or you can go that route, like, oh fuck you, you're a piece of shit. I'm gonna beat your ass in the ring type of attitude. That's another way. I think those are a very acceptable public things to do because it gives people like, ooh, uh, because I had a few people from Canada. They're like, "Oh shit, that's going to be the shit. You guys fighting it out." I was like, "Loser shaves their beard. Loser." I'm like, "Damn." I was like, I did not realize that I got it was a fun thing. It was a lot of support, and I think a lot of people want to see that fight. And then literally after that call out, my manager was like, "Hey, we found a replacement for the 15th, but now this is Wednesday. What was it, 12th or the 13th? So it's like 2 or 3 days before the fight." And I'm like, "Do you want to fight Arlovski?" I'm like, "The fuck! I love to fight Arlovski. Like, this would be an honor to fight a legend like that." And so as that starts to materialize, they're like, "Hey, we agreed to get this fight in Houston." I'm like, okay, fuck it. I would love to fight in front of fans. It's been a fucking minute. This is like my first, true UFC fight. I'm fucking ecstatic. And yeah, that's kind of just one of those things where I went from calling out Tanner Boser to getting called to fight Arlovski, and here we are a couple weeks out.
Awesome, man. Awesome, man. I love it. I love when things kind of like turn to the better, you know what I mean? When you're kind of like in limbo because you were supposed to fight Chris Barnett and you're like, who am I going to fight next? And then they just shoot you the name. Arlovski, former UFC heavyweight champion. Whenever you get a chance to fight a former champion, it's always a big fight. Would you consider Arlovski a legend?
Oh yeah, if you yeah, I definitely consider him a legend. And honestly, he's like he was not doing so good for a minute, and then turns around, and I don't know if he switched camps and that's what's really helping him, but he turned around and he's been looking good. It was at 4-1 in his last five. Like, and he's not like he beat Carlos Felipe in his last outing. And I'm like, he's not Carlos Felipe. He's right. Like he's in that like close enough to break the top 15, but not there. And I feel like, Arlovski's a good starting point. Like, and even then, I feel like Arlovski should be in the top 15 by now. Like, he's been putting up some wins. Now, is he beating like really hard guys? Maybe, maybe not. And the last like person that he fought and lost to is now a ranked person, Tom Aspinall. So I mean, I feel like he's a good one to kind of gauge that top 15 area. So
What do you think of Carlos Felipe getting cut?
wait, what?
Yeah, he was cut by the
I did not.
UFC.
I did not know that.
Oh, you did not know that? He was busted by Usada, and then the UFC cut him.
Okay, well that makes a little bit more sense. Can I ask for what? Roids?
I don't really know the details too much, but I know Usada was involved, and then the UFC just cut ties with him.
Well, that one there makes a lot more sense because I do know that before he made his debut, he got popped for steroids. He was suspended for 2 years. I believe it was like from 2017 to 2019. That's when he made his debut. And I mean, when you get popped for roids like that, and like yes, there's some favoritism. He's not John Jones, and I'm not. But in a sense, he's not John Jones. John Jones is fucking John Jones. But it's not. He's not at that level. He's not that big of a deal. And for you to kind of screw off with Usada like that, nah. And I think it must have been a big deal. It must have been something bigger than, let's say, was it diuretic that's legal or something. It must have been something on the bigger side they got popped for. And so I get it, and that sucks because I actually wanted to fight him too. But that just makes more room to punch other people, like allow other people to come in, and allows me to move up the ranks slowly.
Yeah, and the reason why I ask you because I know you're the type of guy that wanted to fight Carlos Felipe. There's certain guys that want to fight him and his style, and I can kind of see that you have the style that would mesh really well with him.
Yeah, I mean, him and Toffa got that fight the other night, and me and Toffa got a fight night. So I'm just like, yo, I was like, there might be a theme here. So
Yeah, I need that 50K too. You know what I mean? That helps.
yeah, so I was like, that sounds like a fun fight. So that sucks, and don't do stupid shit, I guess.
Yeah, exactly. Don't do stupid shit. That's the theme most of
Yeah,
the
no.
time.
Like I tell the wifey, I'm like, yo, Usada's my second girlfriend, but worse than you. It was like they're like, yo, where you at? Who you with? Why are you there? Why aren't you where you said you're going to be? You told us you're going to be at the gym at 2 o'clock to 5 o'clock. We're here at the gym and you're not there. Be there. You're like, oh shit, I'm sorry. Like calling them up, like, hey, I'm at this place. Please don't kill me. Please don't kill me. Was it like, yeah, like I am scared of Usada. I'm always like, oh fuck, we're going to die. I'm going to die. Was it? And it sucks because like every time I get this weird creeping feeling, I'm like, Usada's coming. Usada's coming. I'm like, they're going to fucking come up. They're coming. And I'm like, the next day, I'm just like, I'm going to miss practice, or I'm going to go to a different gym. Hour in, hey, Usada's here for you. I'm like, motherfucker. And then I have to like go into my app, change my location, or if like I have one or two of the people from Usada's numbers, I will actually call them like, hey, this is my address. I'm sorry. Please don't kill me.
Yeah, it's a trip, man. How they have that system works, man. But going back to Arlovski, you strip away the record, you strip away the accolades. What style of fight have you noticed from him lately?
He not to be a jackass, but a lot more conserved. He's not trying to get into the big brawls. Like he will, do his blitzes. He'll go forward every now and then, but he's not like, I must go in there and kill. He's like, all right, touch, move. Let me get some points. Let me tire him out. Like I feel like he's trying to weaponize his cardio, something similar to like I would say Holloway just kind of in a heavier weight division, like where he's like touching and moving out of the way, making people chase him instead of getting into big firefights. And I think that's a smart move, because like going into this camp, I'm a fan of Orlovsky. So, but to everyone I've trained with or like knows him, they're like, oh, he's very chinny. He gets knocked out. And I'm just thinking, I'm like, in the last 5 fights, he has not been knocked out once. The last fight he got knocked out, I think, was Rosenstruck. Now, Rosenstruck went on a tear. He knocked out a few people. Dude hits hard. So I'm like, yeah, like you call him chinny, but like the last person to knock him out was a fucking heavy hitter. And he took some shots from Carlos Felipe. Felipe hits hard. So I'm like, he might not be as chinny as everyone give him credit. Like, and granted, that beard of his though, fucking golden, pristine. Now I think that definitely absorbs some shots from him. But I think but he has age and stuff like that. He has certain things on his side that he does take in. He's very mindful of. So he's not trying to like do this firefight. So he's trying to push the other person to chase him out, like basically throw their wad while he misses the punches. And I think that's a great style of, especially for him to have. And again, he's having a slight resurgence in his later years. Not to like bash on like Ben Roswell. He's been here and there kind of type of thing, and they're about the same age. But like Roswell or like Orlowski, he's doing it. Like he's showing that you could still be a monster at 43 years old. He might be gatekeeping the top 15, but that's a good fucking place to be at his age. Like you still a scary motherfucker. And like I do like that. And I do think that the one thing like a lot of people are missing out is the fact that he did have to change styles to be more to I think be more present with current times. And I think that's something to be said about how other younger fighters should maybe look at how to be willing to change later in their careers for more of a longevity type of thing.
Yeah, that's facts right there, man. You're completely correct. And when you look at him and his style that he's showed in the last couple of fights, you kind of have to bring more of a technical style and not think that you're gonna go in there and brawl with Arlovski, because Arlovski's not really gonna try to engage in a brawl with you anymore like he did maybe 7 fights ago.
Yeah, like Orlowski was a pit bull. Like young Orlowski was a pit bull. Like that name suited him very well. Now he's an older pit bull, and instead of like chasing after it, he's just like, all right, we're going to take our time, and we're going to pick our shots a lot better. And going in there, there's a lot of respect for Orlowski and what he's done for this sport. And as growing, like one of my favorite fights, and I think a lot of people of Orlowski's, was him and Travis Browne. Like that was one of his big fights that like people really loved Orlowski for. And like that was definitely one of those moments where I'm like, yeah, this motherfucker, I want to fight him. And plus, fuck Travis Browne, okay? Like he was a dick to me in a gym, and I wish he was still in the UFC. Like I was trying to be cool with him, but fuck him, I don't care if he heard. uh, so I was like, yeah, that made me a big fan of him, and because of like my fandom of Orlowski, my fan in me of Orlowski is pushed me fucking harder than I think any of my other fights, because they're like my inner self is like, dude, fighting fucking Orlowski, get your ass, start pushing harder. No, it's Orlowski, go, run, do this, do that, jump out, just beat him. And yeah, that was one of those things where I was just like, yeah, that was a big deal for me to have this opportunity. And I do respect him a lot, but the best way to show him respect is giving him my A++ game and whatnot. So
Yeah, definitely, man, definitely. And a more technical striking battle most likely that we'll see. And I know you're still gonna go for the knockout, but you take that technical approach, right?
yeah, like not to like bash on my other people that are fighting. Like you got Tai Tuivasa and Derek Lewis. Like let's be real here. They are going to go in there not necessarily on the more technical side. They're going for the kill. Like granted, yes, they are both technicians in their own right. But you don't watch Derek Lewis like, oh, that was a straight jab. Oh, that cross. Fucking no. You're like, did he kill him? Oh shit, he did kill him. Like that's why you watch Derek Lewis and Tai Tuivasa. I don't know who I have winning that fight.
Yeah.
That would be a fun one. I would say the biggest surprise is either of them winning by a submission. That would be fucking like decision. I've seen it happen to both of them, but fucking a submission from them, fucking mind blown. But no, fucking flying armbar.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, like if you watch Derek Lewis and Tai Tuivasa, there's that like the energy of them just trying to kill someone. Mm-hmm. Now, if you're gonna watch me and fucking Andrei, it's not going to be like maybe as much of fireworks, but it's going to be like, oh shit, these guys are touching each other, trying to find those big opening shots, and I think like I had like he won his last like 4 fights by decision. I'm prepared for us going to decision, but I'm also prepared to, be able to dance with him all 3 rounds. And I think that's a big thing a lot of people are they're always headhunting. And I'm like, you can't always headhunt with Arlovski. You have to set him up, trap him in spots. Then, that's when you touch him in the head. But I don't need to throw 100 punches and gas myself out in the first round. Like, I'm tired. Stop moving.
Yeah, this is a fight for you to where it kind of shows like, are you ready for that next level of heavyweight, right? Because Arlovski's right in that sweet in between spot. Like you said, he should be ranked, but he's not, so he's in that spot. So for you go in there and take him out. That will put you in that spot, and then you could get a bigger fight, more money. It leads to better things. How do you envision yourself defeating Arlovski at the end of the day?
I've honestly, like, because I've been training for the possibility of going to decision, because I do think he moves well. I'm going winning by decision. It's not the answer I want to give. And granted, I've said flying arm bars and flying triangles enough. Like, okay, I'm repeating myself. Not as fun, And plus, I haven't, you know what? Fuck it. I'm gonna do the sorcerer 3rd round, 4 minutes and 32 seconds in. All right, that's it. The sorcerer. Fucking, we're going 10th planet on this bitch.
All right, man. I'm looking forward to it, man. February 12th, UFC 271. You said it, man. You get your first real UFC fight in front of a crowd, arena. It's gonna be crazy. Thank you so much, man, for the time. It's always a good chat.
Thank you for having me, brother. I always appreciate it.